Hello, and welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I will teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. This is our awesome Occasions catalog, the 2019 catalog, and in here is a wonderful suite that I would like to review with you today. It is called the Wonderful Romance Floral Romance Suite. And I first got this set at On Stage, and I liked it, but I didn't love it until I saw everything that had to come with it. And now I can honestly say it is my favorite suite in the whole catalog. So let me show it to you. This is the Wonderful Romance stamp set, and it has some beautiful sayings, and this is the new cling stamp set. So I want to show you a trick with the cling stamps because they are very sticky, and I want you to love your stamps when you're done. So one of the things that I do, let me show it to you since I've already mounted that. Let me show it to you. This is another stamp set for another day called the Best Catch, because I love that. I'm totally a lake person. But I wanted to show you how I mount my stamps and what you can do. I'm going to take this piece out. And then you have your labels. So with your labels, each one actually has a separation in the middle. So I'm going to pull one side and then the other. And then on the back of your rubber piece, you have a paper backing. You want to pull that off too. Now I just kind of line up one corner. All right, it's where it looks right. And then you just follow the entire shape. That whole shape of the paper, you can see where your stamp is. And then I simply pull it off. And my label is on there. Now the thing of it is, if for some reason your label is not straight, you're just going to have to live with that, because if you try to pull this label off, then it's going to mess up your foam rubber. So don't try to lift it off. Again, these are the new cling stamps. So if I was to put this on a block, it's really going to stick, and it's hard to get your finger underneath a part of it. So what I like to do, I just take a little piece of clear Scotch tape. Nothing fancy. I kind of lay it on a corner, and then I get my scissors and I just trim off the excess, just like that. So then everything here is sticky, but that is not. So now when I put it on my block, of course you would want to put it on a little straighter, it's going to stamp, everything's great, it is not coming off, but when I go to take it off, I can put my finger right underneath there and pull it up and it's fine. Otherwise, you're really trying to pick it off that block. So a little bit of clear tape will go a long ways. And I think with that, you're going to absolutely love the new cling stamps. Now, the other thing that I do is I like to keep the backing. And so I will just pull the paper off the backing, take a little bit of snail, tack it in here, because even though these cling stamps really are strong enough to cling, I mean, you won't have any problem with them sticking to the stamp. I like it as a puzzle piece. I like to be able to turn my stamp over, see if I'm missing any pieces, and it's just easier for me than trying to count how many pieces are in there if they're just stuck inside the case. So moving on, these, the Wonderful Romance, again, it's on page 10 and 11 of the catalog. It also has a wonderful floral framelets and thinlets. Now the difference between a framelit and a thinlet, they are the exact same creature, except a framelit frames a stamp set. So as you've stamped the green, what's in the green pieces, that was stamped and then it was cut out with a framelit. So what is in the petal pink is actually what we would call a thinlet, even though it's the same creature. But it doesn't follow a stamp set, but it's just some beautiful, beautiful elements in the framelets. And of course, if you bought the stamp set and the framelit dies together, you would save 10% because it is sold as a bundle. So let me show you some of the other things that we have. Y'all know I always do a sampler for my designer papers. And what I love about this designer paper, it's called the Floral Romance Specialty Designer Series paper, because it has cardstock, and then these are vellums. So what's nice is you actually get 4 designs but 3 sheets each. So this is the front and the back of one of the designer papers. You get 3 of those. Front and back, you get 3 of those, and then 3 of this gorgeous vellum on each side here. So 3 of those. So you can really get a lot of bang out of this pack of designer paper. It goes such a long ways. And then of course on the back of your papers, those are your coordinating colors with it. Speaking of coordinating colors, this is the cardstock that comes with it. It's a 12 by 12 cardstock pack, and it features the fresh fig, the petal pink, and then of course mossy meadow, which is absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to just quickly show you, this is a card that I created, and of course it uses that beautiful designer paper, and then this is the vellum, just a strip. So being a prior drafter, you can bet I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of my pack of designer paper. So this is what this vellum looks like on white, and then my friend Lisa did this card, and this is what it looks like on the petal pink. So you can get a different look from both of them. And then since I had to show you both sides, this is the same card, but these are the 2 vellums, and then again this is a designer paper. But I've had so much fun playing with this set. I'm going to show you another little project towards the end, and again I'll be showing you some tricks in between. It comes with the lace dynamic folder. And of course, we know a dynamic folder impresses very, very deep. You only need one of the acrylic plates to use it because the folder itself is just it's a big boy. It's nice and fat. So this is what it looks like on one side. I hope y'all can see that. And then this is the other. And I think it's one of those folders that either side you could use, but it's absolutely yummy. I love it, love it. Now this is probably my 4th pack, and I've only been into it for about 3 weeks maybe. But these are the frosted flower embellishments, and they are wonderful because they're like little faceted flowers, and they're self-adhesive on the back. So what I did with these is I wanted to put a rhinestone in there, but since this flower is not really flat, my rhinestone did not want to hold. And of course the glue dot wasn't doing great either. So what I did is I took our green Tombow liquid glue, and while they were on the piece here, I actually put just a little dot of glue onto each one, and then very carefully I put our smallest rhinestone on top of each one, and then I lightly pushed them down, and then I let them sit there for a while. Give it at least a good hour. But now what's nice is when I need a rhinestone on there, they are tough, they're going to stick, I have no problem, and my flowers are ready to go. But these little guys I absolutely love. Then, of course, there's more. Wait, there's more. There are the floral romance seals, and these are pretty awesome too. It reminds me of when we were a kid learning about Williamsburg, and they would take that wax candle and put it on a seal of an envelope and then put their initial. I just think they are awesome. So they too are self-adhesive. Oh, no, they're not. Going to have to use a glue dot. They stick pretty good on there though. But anyways, these are the floral romance seals and make great embellishments also. So last but not least, before I go on to the project and share a couple more tools with you, this ribbon is amazing. It is called the variegated ribbon, and it's a petal pink edge. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a petal pink edge, and it is the thinnest, lightest ribbon, and there is a right and a wrong side. See how it's lighter here and it's darker there, but it makes the most amazing bows, and it is so soft. I just absolutely love it. So let me show you a quick little project that I have been doing. Who probably owns the envelope punch board and hasn't used it in forever? Well, I will show you that tool in a minute, but that tool makes this little treat. So this is, again, using the whole wonderful romance bundle, all the different things, and who loves Ghirardelli? But I'm going to show you how to make this really quick. And what I love about this is, again, this is a pattern that you could use for any occasion. It could be weddings, it could be baby showers, birthdays, just a great little fun thing to make. So this here, I know you've seen it before, and there's plenty of videos. But this here is the envelope punch board, and I really do believe it's probably Stampin' Up's most versatile tool. And what I did is this actually was the envelope size for a 3x3 card. Now on my card, I did make it a little bit bigger. It would have been 3x3, but I wanted my words at the top to stick out. So this card is 3x3 3/4, but this envelope is for a 3x3 card. So what you do, it has all your measurements here, but you would look up, it shows you the card size, the paper size, and then the score line. So in this white bar right here, you have the 3x3 card size. Your designer paper for your envelope is going to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 inches. And then your first score line is at 2 5/8. And you only measure once. That was probably the hardest thing I had to get used to. So I thought it was easier. This is your designer paper to do your score line on this side. So for that 2 5/8, I find it on my ruler, 2 5/8. That's where my edge goes. And when you're scoring on this line, especially if you're doing solid cardstock, it's hard to feel where that score line is. So if you just take your bone folder and put it right up against this edge and pull, you will be in that track. Let me show you. So 2 5/8, you want to punch once, and then you're going to pull across. And that, again, if I start there and pull across, I got a perfect score line. That's the only measuring that I do. Everything now is going to work off of this score line and this score guide. So I'm going to put it right in here. I'm going to punch again. I'm going to score. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to punch, score, and one more time. If you can't see it, give a little fold. The eyes are over 40, but that's okay. Close enough counts in many things in life. Punch, score. So there I have the makings of my envelope. And always make sure you take these little pieces out from under there, because if you're making multiples of these, that will kind of build up. Now the great thing is this side is a corner rounder. So I'm just going to round all 4 corners. And there I have my basis to my little treat. So I'm only going to fold in 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. And I would probably just use snail if it was for an envelope. But I'm going to use the tear and strip tape because my Ghirardelli, if it lasts that long to actually make it to my project, is going to go in here, and that'll push out on it just for a little bit. So I have my adhesive, and that's the only place I'm going to put it. So then I'm going to peel the tape off. Fold this up, fold those in, and I have my envelope, just like that. So now I wanted to show you another tool we have, which I absolutely love, called the Stamparatus. And we were doing this at a class that we had, actually at a bingo event. And with the Stamparatus, I wanted everybody to be able to stamp their sentiment on the top and get it right every time. So what would we use? But our Stamparatus, really the best positioning tool there is. So basically, I just had this set here, and if I had my grid paper, I can measure it. But I love putting a little Post-it note because it definitely blocks it right where it's at. Then I'm going to take my soft suede ink pad, lightly, because lightly is always better. I inked that up, and then again, just push light. And there it is. It's perfect every time. Oh, but look, there might be a little bit at the top that I felt like I didn't get. So I just rub it back in there, re-ink it again, and push. Now it's perfect. Oh, gotta love it. So I'm just gonna set this aside, and I wanna round those corners. So once again, let me just take this for the top. 1, 2. And then I have my piece to go inside my envelope. Now I have a strip of that beautiful ribbon, and again I want to make sure the darker color is on the outside. And I am going to grab my snail adhesive, and I'm just going to kind of dot it along this tape. on the ribbon. And I'm going to start it from the center, just like that. Oops, let me put a little extra there. I'm going to wrap this around like so. And that's really not the center now, is it? Oh my goodness. See, I'm showing you what not to do. Don't do that. When I say the center, make sure it's the center. Okay. I'll put some tape there. See, when you don't know how to edit a video, you get to see it all, ladies and gentlemen. So there is my center. Come around. You would think as a drafter, I would have known what a center was the first time. And then I have my little piece hanging off. So I had already pre-stamped this, and You Are the Best Thing I Never Knew I Needed. I love that. And what I want to do, I don't want to put dimensionals on the side here because it would be on my ribbon. I want it on the top and bottom. So excuse me while I grab those dimensionals. Almost had everything. Pays to do your videos in the stamp room where you can find everything you need. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take this dimensional and I'm actually going to put it here because I'm afraid if I put it on the top and bottom here, depending on where I position it, I'm going to be hitting in the center, and that's not going to work. So then this one, I put on my bottom so I can peel this off, and then wherever I center this up, I will be able to slide my piece in. And I have to tell you that snail works great for my Ghirardelli candy. I'm just going to slide this up here, and then that goes into the little treat, and you have your treat just like that. So that's a little project. It's not rocket science. It's certainly not anything new. Oh, my flower, excuse me. As you can see, this is one of the packs where it's almost gone, but I have my little flower with my rhinestone, and I will just pop it on there like that. And that's a little treat. So again, I just wanted to review the wonderful romance bundle. It is really one of my favorite bundles in the catalog so far. It's going to be hard stepping away from this and going to something else, but I'm ready to move on. I just wanted to share this with you first. So thank you for joining me. And if you want to see the projects, I believe I have the card dimensions on my blog at creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com. And if I can help you in any way, just shoot me a question. And by all means, if there's something you would like to buy, you can always do that at my online store. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed your time. God bless.